Welcome back to From Nine to Mom.
where we discuss balancing the 9 to 5 hustle with the beautiful chaos that we call motherhood.
So last weekend, Danielle and I had our Christmas pictures, and I posted
I
a
know,
little
they're
bit on
so
Instagram.
good.
I got them back, and I can't believe it, but like it's such a headache to get the kids out, like dressed and like done. And I know you do pictures like at different times of the year. Like we only do this.
Well, now we're down to one a year because of exactly what you're saying.
Because they're
Like, it is a
chaotic. Like,
process.
it's like so hard to get them going for it. But this year well, actually last year after I did the pictures, I was like, I'm not going through that again. I spent so much time trying to coordinate outfits. Like, do the boys match? Do they not? How do I do it? So this year this was last December. I had already decided that I was doing matching Nike sweatshirts for us.
I remember you saying it and you stuck to it, man.
And let me tell you, I do really think I spent less because you guys know me. I hate paying full price for anything. So I used and abused Kohl's Cash.
Great. Good for you, man.
I didn't pay full price for one Nike sweatshirt.
Well, and you'll wear them all again.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the pictures,
I'll wear them.
I remember showing them to Jordan when you sent me the first couple. Yeah. And everyone looks great. You all look great. You look beautiful. Ryan looks great. The kids are adorable. But it represents your family. Like, that's you guys. You're athletes. Like, and they came out so good. And I do think there's something to be said about, like, family pictures are so stressful. Every woman I've talked to, everyone's doing them right now. And I was at brunch this weekend. We were laughing, talking about Christmas pictures. Do you do Christmas cards? That kind of stuff. Right. And everyone I talked to was like, my husband always hates doing pictures. They hate going. They hate the stress. They get so pissed off. It's a fight every time with the kids. Get dressed, do this. Right. Then you get there, you rush through it, but then they're always really grateful for the outcome at the end. But the amount of time, blood, sweat, and tears that goes into these photos.
There was no blood, luckily, but
that's good. It's a win.
Tears, lots of sweat.
But they came out great, and they're going to make a great Christmas card. You know me. It's my personality. We do New Year's cards instead. So I still haven't picked out my outfits, but I'm sure it'll be stressful. But my mind is truly blown that it is already the holiday season.
I mean, we're a week from Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
At this point.
And I'm not going to lie. You're the Christmas girl, but I am all in this year. Like, all in.
You have to be. With your little kids, like, we're in the perfect time when they understand that Santa's coming. Like, this year, last year, he didn't get it really. Like, he was like, Santa's cool. This year, like, we can threaten that Santa's watching.
Let's talk about,
like, if you do have children in the car that can understand what we're saying, don't be listening to this episode because we're probably going to talk about a few things that the kids should not be listening to.
Yeah, it's the surprises from Santa that we don't want you guys to get ruined. That's all.
Yeah.
But I mean, the best thing of the season and the worst thing of the season happens the day after Thanksgiving, or for some people, around that. Bingo comes back. Well, for everybody's elf is different, but there's no disciplinarian that works quite as well as that friendly elf on the shelf.
I'm so excited for him to come to our house. I need to buy one. I just recently saw a TikTok of people walking through Target and were like, can the elf on the shelf do better? Like, why is it at the end cap of the children's toys? The one little girl was like screaming in Target because she saw him and thought it was her elf. And they were like, no, like other families can come. Like, they were trying to say, like, you can come and adopt one here. And like,
well, Colton was really upset last year. Really upset and confused.
Jack's never seen an elf, so he doesn't understand. But like, I do feel bad for the parents that are like, how do you explain that one?
You might want to just, like, if you're going to take your kid into any store that has toys, you need to like go in with that mindset and just explain to them, just like Santa has helpers, like the elves, they need to be, some of them need to be adopted by families. That's a perfect way to say it. Or, this is where Santa comes to pick, like, he drops his elves off so that all the elves can get a home to go. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I think the adoption story is great.
Be ready to like give that, because I don't on the spot.
I wasn't ready. And I was like, no, I don't know what to do here. And I think I did say something like, oh, it's his friends and they need homes still. I think they see it. Like, they need homes.
Perfect. That's perfect. But I will say they're doing a good job selling the accessories for it, like the kits. I feel like
you bought a kit this year, right?
I haven't bought mine yet. I need to look at see what
I got a kit for my neighborhood last year. So
that's great. And like, I want to get something kind of fun, but then I'm also like, this is mine and Brian's first year doing it. Like, do we need to be like,
there is no panic. Need to, like, there is no panic. Like the middle of the night panic when you've fallen asleep and Bingo has not yet changed positions and you are racing your awake child because it's the first thing they think about in the morning, and you are racing down the stairs to make sure that bingo has been moved.
Oh my God.
And
or like, yeah.
it's awful. But there's so many good ideas out there now. But the kits, I will say, the kits make it easy. You don't have to use every single day, but
When
it
you're in a
does help.
pinch. Yeah, when you're in a pinch. I think our biggest issue, and I know you went through it last year with Daisy grabbing at it. Kale's going to be all over it. So we're going to have to do like Elf on the literal shelf.
Elf has, and Colton already said something about it. He's like, Mommy, bingo's coming soon. And,
See, that's like,
what if Daisy touches him? What if she touches him and he loses his magic mom? And last year, okay, this is the best thing that came in the kit. But if you don't get a kit, you have to do this. Buy a dumb glove from the dollar store, Target, Amazon. I'll find a glitter glove, post it. But it's a magic glove that only mommy can or daddy can use, and you can put them back and it restores their magic.
That's perfect.
God forbid there is
those kids touch it.
An accident,
Bad news. You're gonna meltdowns on meltdowns. Yeah.
It's so bad. But like that kind of like stuff, it's all happening so fast right now. And I feel like Daisy already had her dance recital for Christmas. We have a Christmas concert the first week of December. Bingo's coming back. And then we just got in the mail a letter from school. He has a school project that is about traditions. Like, what are the traditions that like he can make a PowerPoint. Of course, my brain went like, we're doing a PowerPoint. You're 5, we're going PowerPoint, bro.
Canva. Yeah.
Canva all day. I don't even know how to use PowerPoint anymore. I'm not going to lie, because we use Canva so much. So it'll be a Canva presentation. Yeah. And then it's like, but you can make it a book. So I'm like, maybe I'll make a book in Canva and then print it out and he can bring it to school. Come on.
You got to show your talent.
Why not overstep? Because you also can make like a poster or bring in an item, but that's just not going to happen here. But I asked him, like, what tradition do you want to like showcase? Like, what do we do on Christmas? And he's like, well, we do Santa and presents. And I was like, oh, that's what he remembers about Christmas. And he's like, and we make cookies, which we do. I wasn't even thinking about that, but we do make cookies. Okay. They're terrible. Like, we make the cutout cookies, but every year we do a little video of ourselves like making the cookies. And he remembered that.
Good. Yeah, that's what
so I'm like, yeah. So now I'm starting to really think about, and I think we need to talk about like, what are the traditions that you want to establish with your family? First of all, like, where do you go for where do you go for the holidays? Where do you celebrate them? What are the traditions that you want to influence in your kids' lives? I don't know. And then it's a lot, like, especially when your kids are starting to understand like Jack is.
Well, and then not to mention you're working full time. How do you have time to like get any of this stuff?
I don't know, man. I'm like,
last year was the first year I attempted at making cookies, and I made them alone because the kids were too little to like help make cookies. Like, they don't understand. So this year I'm going to make some, and hopefully they'll be able to help decorate. But like, for me growing up, we had a cookie decorating contest every year. Of course,
that's so fun.
It's a contest. But with our really close family friends, we grew up doing that. Like, and I know my mom can't wait till the boys can do it like that. And she used to take requests, get the cutouts. She would make all her cookies and cut out however you needed to do them. And we always would do that for bragging rights. There was never even a prize. We just, that I remember.
It was just straight up competition.
Like, Michelle will correct me because Michelle remembers everything. But like, she'll be like, I won 5 years in a row. So we like would let her win because she was the youngest. But that was stuff we remembered. And then like on Brian's side, his aunt that has passed now a few years, she used to come with a big tray of every Italian cookie.
Oh, like I love the Italian cookies. I'm not going to lie.
All of the cookies. And so I was like, somebody's got to make them. Like, we need cookies. So I'm trying.
You're going to do it.
That, but like, it's bagged cookies. Like, these are not homemade by Katie. Like, they're.
So I've been doing like the homemade sugar cookies, but like, and the homemade frosting, because you have to make a special frosting to get it to stay, but they still look like garbage. Like, mine are terrible. And I have some very interesting cutout choices that, every year is a special treat, but I let Colton pick whichever ones he wants. Yeah. But my mom always made the cookies and brought the big tray, like the peanut butter balls. I cannot, like, this year we're going to do them now that my mom's here. So we're going to do like all the cookies, but my favorite tradition, we had a lot of them, but my extended family, the Polish side of the family, we would do huge cabin party, and we would hang ornaments from like the youngest to the oldest, and there were like 50 people. So it would take forever,
Oh
and we like
gosh.
cheer
Yeah,
for
everyone got their
them
turn.
and
Okay.
like make it. And they were all these special like bronze ornaments or whatever, like metal
Cute.
ornaments. And it was like all wild. And then after that, we would sing like carols, and then Santa would come and give all the kids a gifts. We did
Cute.
games. Like we're very, believe it or not, we're also a very competitive family. So like
Awesome.
we won the one year that we did like the Olympics,
Yeah.
we won the Olympics, but we also always win all the games, I feel like.
I can't imagine Joe would ever let somebody else win a game.
Yeah, that's true. I'm actually way worse than Joe, believe it or not. Like
Are
it's
you
awful.
really?
I'm a terrible person to play games
I
with.
feel
I
like you
hate
would get a
losing.
glass of wine and be like, "Yeah, this is fun." Like,
This is where it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, I have fun, but if I lose, I'm not having fun. Like, it's not. I need to learn.
I
I
love
need to
it.
do better. So I just try and win. So we do that, and then like it's because it's everybody from all over the country, and we don't do it. And then we do Płatek. I don't know if you know what Płatek is. It's like where you
No.
break basically like communion. You go up and you say like
Okay.
Merry Christmas, kiss every person in your family. You break the Płatek off of theirs with wine. You break their Płatek, you eat it, you drink your wine, hug Merry Christmas every single person. So we're actually going to do the tree and the Płatek here this year for the first time, because the kids, ever since like a lot of people have moved and had kids, we haven't gotten the whole family together.
Yeah.
But we're going to start doing that. And I hope it's something that my kids remember. But like, you don't
Right.
know. They like weird
Yeah.
stuff. Kids like
And
other
they
things.
they latch on to the weirdest part of it. I think the other hard part is like fitting it all into the days, and we need to talk about Christmas being in the middle of the freaking week this year.
It is
Like,
the worst because it's not like you could take a week off, or it's
no.
and then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, which is days. It's like 2 holidays back to back in the
It
middle of the week.
sucks.
Not
It
helpful.
sucks because most people are going to be working Christmas Eve. Like, not everyone gets off that day.
Yeah, and your
So
kids don't have school,
your
so
kids don't have school, and
Godspeed.
then Christmas Day, cool, you have it, but then you have to go to work the next day. Like, there's no like staying up and having wine after the kids go to bed and whatever, like enjoying it. No, like I have to be at work Thursday morning. It sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. And I do think that there needs to be like a national
I
something.
know. And I know, like, thank goodness we have the flexibility that, we're off. Our company is off, for
Christmas
Christmas Eve
Eve.
and Christmas Day. But I
Well,
mean,
when I
and
worked
then Ryan
Target,
works, he's off both weeks. So
yeah,
yeah, it sucks to be
that's the
him.
like,
I
but he
know.
does then he'll have the kids because there's no
I know.
daycare. But when I worked Target, it was like Thanksgiving. Like I would show up for like 5. I worked like every minute, I slept for like 2 hours for the whole week.
Yep.
And so I'm grateful for like the holidays now because I don't have to do what I used to do. But when I did have to do that, it was, you couldn't even have the time to decompress. You had to create new traditions or
Yeah.
strategies like where do you go, what do you do? Because, and I know a lot of people who still work in retail, and it's the most fun time of the year, but it with kids, I don't know how people do it. I don't
I
know.
know. I know.
They're angels.
It just sucks that it's in the middle of the week. Let's just leave it at that, and whatever you got to do to make stuff happen. But then, the weeks leading up to it, it makes it hard to get everything done. Like, I don't want to be up Saturday morning, like random weekend, making cookies. Like,
Yeah, you want to keep it in like, and that's where too the time. I remember when we lived home, it was a lot harder. Like here, it's a little different, but still, it's like every day is a multiple people's houses, or
it's
like
something every weekend.
Like
And
Thanksgiving's at my sister-in-law's house, my brother's house, I should say. She's my sister. I don't know. Rachel and Joe.
she owns the house.
Rachel and Joe own it. Yeah, she owns the house. Sorry, Joe. They're having Thanksgiving. We're doing Christmas Eve, and her
Okay.
parents do Christmas Day. And it's awesome. We each take a holiday. It's so
Which
fun.
is great. Yeah.
But it's like, move kids, let's go,
Well,
let's
like,
go.
we have like 10 things that we could do
I
between the 2
know.
days. And because, all of Ryan's family's here in Rochester. My parents are close. And so it gets really hard because it's like, how do we want to do everything, right? It's
Yep.
easy, but like with the kids now, I don't want them to remember sitting in the car and driving every which way. And, I think like one of the important things for me is like, I remember in Christmas Day, I got to open all my presents and then I got to go play with them all. I don't want to like have them open their presents and then us have to like leave to go somewhere and them not get to play with any of their stuff.
Yeah, I was spoiled in that way too. Like we always did Christmas Eve at my grandmother's house, and it was like the best. We got so many, it was so fun.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day, we did it home. And that was really important to me when I had kids too. I told everybody, like, Christmas morning is for your family. I want to wake up. My parents did sleep over last year. My brother slept over. Like we all woke up together, the matching pajamas. Yep. We always have cinnamon rolls, not handmade, like Pillsbury cinnamon rolls.
They have to be.
It's one of my like favorite things that we used to have was
But if someone wants to drop off homemade ones to my house, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. Maybe I'll find a place that will deliver them to you, you know?
But we do Pillsbury. We actually do monkey bread. Like
I love monkey bread. We call it monkey poop. So good. You make that too?
Yeah. My mom every year.
Like cut the dough up.
And you burn your finger right on the first
Do you put it in the bundt pan too? Yep. That's so funny. Is that a New York thing? I wonder. Poll time. If you have made monkey bread or monkey poop is, please let us know. And do you make it in a bundt pan?
My mom always made that.
Now I want that right now.
I have 2 sizes of them, and I made, because I do it. The other tradition I like doing is on Thanksgiving. I like being home Thanksgiving morning. My mom used to make monkey bread or like this is so random. And if my dad ever listens, he'll be thankful I brought this up. He's obsessed with the Sara Lee like breakfast, like it's a frozen thing. It's like a coffee cake thing. And my mom makes that like every year for Thanksgiving. So like Thanksgiving morning, she would get those in the oven and we'd watch the parade in our pajamas, like turkeys in, you got to go taste test the stuffing, like.
I love that idea because Thanksgiving. So for me, I still associate it with being stressed. Like even I enjoyed it when I was younger, like for sure. And we always
you guys don't go and do 5Ks.
Well, my brother does. Yeah. You sometimes, and like they'll go to the parades and they have so much fun, and I'm always so jealous. But my kids are so slow. Like there's no way. Like Colton just doesn't move that quickly. So I might do that this year.
Get them out and start a 5K in your neighborhood. You guys should be doing like
They do one here. They do a turkey trot thing in the neighborhood. It's really cute, but I don't know.
They go to the bar that hosts the 5K.
We don't run it. We just drink and watch everyone else.
Everyone like, I don't think there's very many people that actually run it, but they have shirts and everything every year.
So that's the Buffalo one, right?
They're up in, not in downtown Buffalo.
No, Lockport.
Yeah, Lockport. Yeah.
Okay, so my one friend that I made when I was in Buffalo, her family, we've talked about hers. Yes, if you're listening, hello. But she one year, it was the only year I ever even considered doing the turkey trot. I don't know if I definitely have told you the story.
Like mutual friend that we know?
Yes, the mutual friend that we know.
Yeah.
And she was like, Danielle, we used to go to the gym, like after we had like 4 drinks at the bar, we'd go to the gym because that's what you do. And she's like, you could totally, at this point I was like more in shape. But she was like, you could totally do the 5K. Like my full family does it. Like, come do it with me. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I did Couch to 5K. I feel like I've told you the story. And I trained for like a couple weeks and I was up to running 3 minutes a day. That's it. Like 3 whole minutes. And I used to run miles in college, but like 3 whole minutes. And my knee, like I was a cheerleader and a dancer. I don't know. Like it started hurting so bad and giving out. So I went to the doctor and I was like, what is happening? He's like, well, have you changed anything? Like, are you doing any new workouts? And I was like, well, I'm training for this turkey trot and I've been running. And he's like, stop there. You have runner's knee. You have runner's knee. And I was like, excuse me? He's like, you are training far too hard for this turkey trot.
Please stop. I beg you to stop.
And I remember being like, I'm running like 3 minutes a day, sir. And he's like, it's too much. And I remember calling my family and being like, well, I'm not a runner.
I'm out.
I can't do it. I'm out. Sorry, guys. So I never ran with my friends. So sorry I didn't run with you. It was a real story. Like I did have runner's knee. I trained so
She's
hard.
A runner. You would have never kept up with her. Sorry.
There's not a shot. I would have been done for. But she inspired me. She got me to do things that like, I played softball, like things that that were not going to happen for me. So, it was a good time of life.
I know, but that is a good tradition to do, that Thursday morning before if you are into that sort of thing. But,
I like the combo,
coffee cake and
watching the parade, or going to a parade and running the turkey trot, whatever brings you joy.
But
you do it.
I mean, that's the hard thing is like Thanksgiving, like we would go do that, but then we have to drive out to Buffalo, drive back, and then it's a lot of running around in one day with kids that don't like sitting or iPads.
Well, and that's the hard part. Or if they like my kids that get car sick, like it's just a lot. And I feel like my public service announcement, I don't know if that's what it's called, PSA, whatever, is you have to think about, yes, you obviously want to see everyone in your family, everyone that you love. It's family time, but we should be seeing our family all the time. Right? Like if you are like, you don't have to wait for a holiday to see the people you love. And I think that on the holidays themselves, due to like you want to enjoy and you want your kids to enjoy it. It's not about us especially like Christmas.
Yeah.
It's depending on like if you're a religious person, like I went to midnight mass every single year and I loved it. It was so beautiful. I mean, it was always beautiful. And I remember doing it. But if that's important to you and your family, like you make that happen. If sitting around and eating cereal isn't like in the morning and watching the parade, like you remember that you enjoyed that time where you didn't
Exactly.
have to move
Yep.
and you got to be together. And I think it's important to think about what your immediate family needs and what will keep you happy while
Exactly.
balancing out doing all the other things. So sometimes you move the day around or you change up like what you're going to be doing so that you can actually find enjoyment like with everybody. And I remember that was
Yeah.
it's difficult when all you're married, so you have two families. Say there's any divorce or like remarriages there, then you have like 4 Christmases, and you're trying to make
Right.
and then you're by the end of the day, you're sweating, overwhelmed. You have to
Yeah.
work the next day, like we just talked about. So it's important to
To
really
protect
think
what's
about.
gonna really make you happy and what's gonna work for you. And, you know, if you got the little kids, like newborns, couple months old, I know the anxiety going into bringing those kids around big groups of people, even if you're pregnant, like
Mm-hmm.
being pregnant around people you don't see all the time, kisses on the face, like just, you know, there's a lot of anxiety that goes into that. And
Yeah.
that also makes things really hard, is making that decision. Even with the newborns, I remember because Jack was really little when his first Christmas was around, and we don't see like huge extended groups of people, but like his first Christmas Eve, where there is 50 people, I had him in the baby Bjorn on me the entire
Yeah.
time, and I didn't let anyone hold him. So there's no shame in doing what is going to make you less anxious. You should be enjoying it as their mom, and
Yeah.
it's really hard to have the little ones
Yes. I
this time of year.
or like you said, being pregnant, you just brought me back to like I hosted New Year's Eve and I went into labor on New Year's like Eve.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were
On
literally
New Year's Eve
40 plus weeks.
morning, whatever. And I had fun. Like I remember we shopped I don't know, I had a good day, but it is like one of those things where like you're not yourself because you're just
It's
ginormous or stressed or whatever. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
I didn't really think about that. And now, like you said, if you have a newborn or like your kid, Daisy we were over my I'm just gonna call them my in-laws. We were over their house and they are the kindest, most like least stressed people in the entire world. They have grandkids of their own. They don't care at
Yeah.
all if
Mhm.
something happens. Thank God, because Daisy decided to color on their couch, touch every single angel that was up this
That's
like,
another
and
thing that
it's like you bring people to other people's houses and they are baby
oh,
proofed, right? Like they're not gonna
it's a
they were
great
not
point.
upset. But people's houses aren't baby proof for your baby. And Daisy's not a baby. She's a 2-year-old
So
terror.
a very important thing that you just said is baby proofed for your baby, because you might think you're baby proofed by having the little plastic things in the outlets, but like these kids are feral. They can wreck anything. If you have decorations on the ground, like it's like a dog. Like if you wouldn't put something on the ground because you're afraid a dog's going to get it, be afraid the kid's going to get
Because they will. I haven't put up my real tree, like like all my real ornaments since Colton was born. So it's just been like I bought
no.
all unbreakable ornaments
Yep.
and hung them on the tree
Yep.
because Daisy just went to my parents this morning. I dropped her off. She took 3 bulbs off the tree
Yeah.
already. I'm like, this feral
You have to be
animal.
careful about those little hooks too. You have to get
Yes.
other stuff. I actually just that the last year was the first year I went in and used those little like mini hair ties, like if you were to like braid your hair or something.
Yeah.
Or like on
Oh, that's
little
smart.
kids, I just use those and that's what I have. And then they stayed on from last year. I like tied them onto the tops and they stay so secure on there too. But I
Oh.
only have the top half of my tree decorated.
So you've got like, well, you have cats and kids. Oh, well, a cat and kids. So you
Double
basically,
jeopardy.
so it looks real. Like all the pictures you're going to
Yeah.
send me are just from the top up,
I
pretty
used to
much.
take a picture of my tree. You know, me and Ryan have ride or died Christmas since we were together. Like we were when we lived in Florida, I'd have that shit up November 1st. We would turn the thermostat down to 60 and it was Christmas in our apartment.
You loved it.
And yeah, we always have. It's just you have to adjust every Christmas to the kids. So like this year, Cal, like he loves looking at it. He's pulled 3 branches off our tree already that are like the one,
Perfect.
it's an artificial tree and he's ripping off the
Great.
branches. So we'll have a couple holes, but they love it. I mean, they do love it. The one thing I just put up this year that I didn't put up last year, it just didn't timing wise because Cal was still little, but my mom had one of those like there are ceramic villages that light up.
Yeah.
And people are selling those for like crazy money right now
It's insane.
on
Or like the
Marketplace.
vintage trees. Like I have a vintage tree. I
Yes.
made one of my own this year
Yes.
too.
Like all that stuff is so, and it's also like delicate. And last year I just didn't have time to get it up or like the spot for it. And Jack was still a little wild last year. And so this year I was like, I'm going to put it up and we'll train them to like not. So I put it out of reach, but they've been really respectful of it. But Jack loves looking at it. It's so cute.
Well, and that's
I
the thing.
grew up
They
with my
love,
mom putting it up.
yeah, and you remember it. Like I have a couple of my moms, like they made these ceramics, my mom and my grandmother, of like Santa, the cat, the like whatever. And then also the nativity scene was a big thing. And my nativity scene, my one side of grandparents bought me the characters and my other side of grandparents built me a manger. So like
Cute.
it's me and Jordan's favorite thing to put out, like, and like all these little things.
With that,
but that's the thing.
Under the tree.
Yes, like who's not playing with like
Baby
making
Jesus.
the wise men gossip about Mary and like, you know, like the whole thing, right?
Yeah, they have little people nativity scenes now.
Oh, I thought about getting one this year because it's inevitable that Daisy is I got one for my niece and nephew once because it's inevitable. She's going to touch, she's different than Colton. She's a feral
I would
cat.
never put out a nice one.
I'll never forget. Actually, one of the things we do every year since we had Colton moved here, they have this light the nights and they turn it into like a winter wonderland. It's the only snow. Like he remembers it. He's like, I need to go to that place with snow. And there's tubing and ice skating and it's all lit up. It's awesome. At Night Stadium. Yep. Okay. But I remember it was 2 years ago. So Colton was 3 or whatever. And was a life-size nativity scene, but it was blocked off. Like it was clearly to be respected. And Colton lines for this nativity scene is straight up riding the donkey, like riding the animals, like, hey, and I have pictures of it. I'll have to find them.
He's like Home Alone hiding.
Yes, I was dying. I couldn't stop laughing because this kid I'm like, oh, is this like disrespectful? I don't know, but I can't stop laughing. So I'm like, geez, take a picture. But yeah, they'll do anything.
It's hard because you want to put that stuff out and you want them to remember it. But right now I'm also remembering like we've only had, this is Jack's 4th Christmas. Like there's lots more to come, but you want to like put it all out there and like be all of it. But every year from here on out, it's going to be a little different. Like we're going to be begging to be back at this spot where we were chasing them around when we can't even get them to come down for Christmas.
No, that's morning. Like, you know I'm so grateful. And that's the thing. I do think you need to adjust your expectations depending on where you are in the process. I haven't had, like you said, I used to have a ton of decorations for Christmas. I just like decorations too. And we would do all this stuff and I had to change. Like I didn't barely put anything out last year because Daisy was turning 1 and she was walking and destroying. And I just made the decision, like, I want to enjoy this Christmas. So the way to enjoy it, she's not going to remember that I didn't put out this year.
That half of the tree was decorated.
Yes, but now now I'm going to the phase where like school's asking, like, what are your traditions? So now I'm starting to think about like, okay, what is actually important to me so that when your kids are teenagers, like you said, like you would come down. Like I was always eager, you know, but like the cinnamon roll smell would bring my youngest brother down the stairs who wouldn't usually wake up until like noon.
Right.
So you think about that, you know?
Me and Michelle used to have to beg Steph to come out of her room to do. Me and Michelle would our rule was we were allowed to do our stockings whenever we woke up. So like,
you didn't have to wait for each other?
No. So, well, me and Michelle like did it together and we would get them and bring them into my room. We'd open them. And then like Steph was just the 1 year extra older than me that like, she was like she was too cool for us. And
I know, I can't imagine with sisters. Like I was the oldest
oh my God.
with 2 brothers. So I was always begging like,
I have to tell this story and I'm going to crop it just to send to my family because it's so funny. It comes up every single year. So as we got older, like me and Steph, we were 1 year further apart in school, but like with sports, I was playing where my high school, I was on JV, I was in varsity. So like in the high school sports before I was in high school.
Yeah.
And there was a year that me and Steph got stereos for our rooms.
Stereos.
And Michelle didn't get one. And because Michelle was like, I don't even know if she was in middle school yet, or she maybe was. And so she didn't get one. I think now I'm second guessing. I think it was the stereos. And she was like pissed and like was like so mad, was like throwing a tantrum. I think we have a home video of it. It is hilarious. And we bring it up every year. And Michelle is the person, like, I feel like maybe there's one sibling, I don't know if this is in your case, she like will call out everything you've ever done to her from your childhood.
Yeah.
But then she can't remember like short-term things. But she remembers everything from our childhood. It's weird.
I feel like I might be that I do remember a lot from my
But
childhood.
she'll call, "You guys got this," and I didn't. And it's so funny, but,
That
like,
is
that's
so
the other thing
funny.
with, like, multiple kids, and we do need to go into, like, our gift recommendations here
Yes.
'cause I've been getting asked for some things. The boys are so close in age, like, there's things that I'm like, "Do I just buy 2? And save the freaking headache?" I don't know. Or so, like, the first thing I'll bring up, the Tony's
Yeah.
box. So, I
Which we
put
both
that up a couple times. We'll share links when we see it go on sale, but I got it super on sale at Target, and you all, our listeners, had told me that it was worth it, so that's why I got it, so it better be, 'cause those little
It
shits
better
are
be.
it better be. Those things are expensive. They're $20 for each thing.
Yeah.
So, I'm only getting 1. It's expensive. I can't get 2 of those.
Well, I got 1, and my kids are very different in age because I'm like, if I got 2.
And in variety of things they're gonna wanna listen to.
Well, yeah, like, and like Colton's just enough older where he's still gonna think it's cool, but like in 2 years, I don't think he's gonna think it's cool. Where Daisy's gonna like it until she's
That's true.
5. So I'm like, okay, if I don't get him one, it's gonna be drama. So I got those Frozen one that you
Yep.
sent me because my wonderful personality got the super sale and then forgot to pick it up in time and then had to reorder it and paid more money. It's great. It's totally fine. But I got like characters for each of them. Like there's some older stuff. And
Okay.
I am scared that it's going to be like a thing because they fight over, they're not the same age. Your kids are the same age. They're
Right.
not. And they fight over all the things.
Tiny things.
And then it's like, but things like that, like we were talking at one point about the Colton, I was thinking about Nintendo Switch this year or like a fort building kit or whatever it is. Like, do
Yeah.
you get one for, it seems very ridiculous to get one for each kid, but you don't want them to feel like argue over it or feel left out if you get something for the one like your sister. Like if everybody gets a stereo but you don't get the stereo, like
that makes it so hard. Like, how do you and the other thing is, like, Ryan always brings this up every year, that Santa, like, what gifts Santa brings. I don't know, like, if you give the kids gifts from, I haven't run into this yet because they didn't know what Santa was. So Santa brings certain gifts. Do mom and dad still bring gifts? Do they know does Colton know the difference?
So yes, he does now. And I think that this is something I'm still trying to figure out because when I first had kids, and I think the drama of it is as a kid, I remember it always feels like Santa, and I don't know how to say this the right way. Santa doesn't always bring equal for all kids, like
Right.
across the board. So I never wanted my kids to feel like they didn't get enough from Santa. And I think, I'm pretty sure that you said Ryan has a similar philosophy, and maybe we'll pick your brain on what he thinks you should do. But my parents always said everything was pretty much from Santa, except for like
Okay.
one little thing. And I loved
Yep.
it. I loved Santa. He's great. And my parents, like, whatever. But when I had kids, I was like, I'm going to get my kids 2 things, one toy and a trip. Like, that's what we're going to do every single year. And I stuck to that in my head until I saw how much Colton loved opening presents. And then I was like, I can't stop because like the joy of him like seeing all the things. So it's the best. So last year was the only year he really understood. And I gave him what I thought he would be the most excited about from mom and dad. And then that sounds terrible. And then the rest from Santa. So like Santa got more stuff, but I got the item that I knew he'd be, and it wasn't the most expensive item. Like it was a Pikachu stuff thing that he was like amped about. So this year, I still haven't honestly decided what I'm going to do. What are you doing?
So I think this year, probably most everything will come from Santa. If we do some stuff from us, we might open it on Christmas Eve from mom and dad. I'm thinking, so like my mom used to get us all new pajamas and we'd open that on Christmas Eve, and that was for mom, and like maybe one little toy.
Yeah, my Dida would be the one who like we opened all my presents for Dida and Papa, and they were always pajamas.
That's what I'm
so
thinking.
I get that.
But we have Ryan's family party Christmas Eve, so depending, they might get their gifts from some of them there, or they might bring our house. I don't know yet. But one of the things Ryan always brings up, being elementary school teacher, is he's like, it gets really hard for the teacher to explain why somebody got the PlayStation and Santa only brought so and so like a new sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And he's like, obviously, like everyone comes from different areas, and there's different things you do for Christmas. I mean, some people don't go all out for Christmas. Some people hate
Yeah.
Christmas. So like it's different for each kid, and whatever's for your family is, works for your family. And but being conscious and making sure your kids are grateful for the things that they get is super important. So like while I love that they open up stuff, I want them to like understand that like Santa's not rich.
Yeah.
Like we're not
Yeah.
way there. But I don't know, like when I get into more of the electronics, maybe I'll consider some of it coming from mom and dad, depending on who my kids are friends with. Like if they make friends with like rich kids, then sure, Santa is rich. I don't know, guys. I feel like I'll have to like see how that comes. Not that, Santa can't bring a PlayStation, but like I also don't want my kid going to school bragging about all the cool, like Santa spent,
Yeah, you want to be
$2,000 on me. Like, I don't want that either. It's like, how do I keep them thankful for what Santa's doing
So
for
a couple
them?
of the things that I've heard people do, and that I did last year, it wasn't very successful, but I'm hoping this year's a little more successful, is you go through your toys in advance for the
Mm,
like the kids who like don't get as many presents. And I say it from mommies and daddies and didas and papa, like they don't have as many people. Like it helps Santa give them more.
yeah,
Like he needs to help their mommies and daddies and stuff better. So if you donate a certain
yeah,
amount of toys, like fill a bag with toys that you no longer feel good about, and then donate those, like it'll make you like grateful, gratitude, understanding, like there's
yeah,
kids out there. Or I know people who do volunteer, like go to soup kitchens and stuff with their,
yeah,
I think our kids are too small, but just
absolutely.
getting people to understand. But like I threatened Colton, like you remember the story when I showed Colton the Ethiopian kids when he wasn't eating, which I should never have done. So
You
it's
live
like,
and you
'cause
learn.
you live and you learn, but like it's one of those things where you do get upset with your kids sometimes because you want them to understand like how lucky and blessed they are. But I think that getting them to share and bringing joy to other people gets them to understand like part of the season isn't just about you getting presents, it's about you giving to
Right,
others.
right.
And I do think that if you overdo Christmas with a bunch of stuff, like they don't enjoy that. I had one, I'll use the American Girl doll that I got. It wasn't for Christmas, it was my birthday. And I had friends who had like 50 American Girl dolls. I had one American Girl doll. I still have that American Girl doll. For Christmas last year, my best friend sent her to the hospital, had her get all fixed up for Daisy, and like so cute. Daisy's like, oh, my little dolly. Like, so that's the only American Girl doll that girl's ever going to have. OG Kirsten, because she will appreciate it, like she appreciates it more. And I'm not saying that it's
Yeah,
bad if you give your kids the world. We all want to give our kids the
I know.
world. But for me, I remember to this day, I still have that doll. Or if I had 50 of them, like, and that's what happens with
I know.
with the kids.
That's a good point. And it's so hard because you get that feeling of like I love watching them open stuff, but there is a way to like really tone it in. But we do need to get into some gift guide suggestions here for what we're thinking, because I'm already looking, and of course the first person on my list is Ryan, because
Yeah. What does Ryan want? What does
we
he
gotta
want?
take care of him. Well, you can't really buy on Amazon what Ryan wants, but he thinks that you can.
I don't
So
know. If it's what I'm thinking, you might be able to.
maybe a
My weird,
different website.
maybe eBay or like Craigslist or something.
So yeah, everyone send your thoughts to Ryan. He's undergoing his second vasectomy probably while you all are listening to this. So
Love
I'll
and prayers.
give an update another time. He really wants a Kindle.
Oh, look at that little
That's like
reader.
I know, he gets in waves of this. Like he loves reading, but I mean, his first love was Harry Potter. That's like I think what got him into reading, like when he's
Jordan's
little.
never read a book since we've been together.
That's me.
So cool.
I'm with you,
I
Jordan.
read
That's
every
fine.
day. So
Okay.
me and Ryan
So
are just nerding it out.
so he really loved one of his, I don't know the name of the book, but it's about, there's a movie on it now, but it's like where somebody is going back in time to save John F. Kennedy from getting assassinated. So it's like like a
Oh,
mixture, but he loves like history and like that's his style of books. So
yeah,
anyway, he just got Jack a library card, and they actually through the library like offer stuff that you can get on Kindle, I guess, that you
they
can
do. You
do.
can, there's a library app that you can just get it all through the app Libby.
Libby, yeah. Okay, so
Nerds unite.
he's like, I just want whatever one Libby can go on. So we're working on that. And I've been having it I had it on my list of like I'm gonna buy it, and I just looked as we were talking. It went from the smallest Kindle is $110. Normally it went down to $84.99.
Yes, you got to grab like
It's already Black
that's a
Friday
good
too.
gift for moms and dads alike because you don't think
Yes.
about this, but like I remember I'm a straight book girl, but I read so
Yes.
fast that I got the Kindle when I had
So
the
you can,
kids. So in the doctor's office as well, I was like, you had an appointment every 5 minutes, like as you're sitting
yeah.
there or like breastfeeding, like I would read. So that's a good gift for guys and girls for sure.
Yeah. And the paper white, which is like the nicer one, I guess, is 130.
Yeah,
So
that's not
that's
bad.
over $35 off. So those are really good. He also wants anything golf related. I'm going to
That's what
share
Jordan
because I
wants.
saw there's two things that I've given to people that really got decent reviews is a magnetic towel.
Yeah, those are awesome.
So those are on Amazon. And then the like brush to clean your stuff with the spray bottle that goes out, like it sprays it, you can brush right all in one and it attaches to your bag. So any of the golf people in that. The other thing I was thinking about getting him was a Blackstone. It's not in the financial cards this year, but he really wants Blackstone. So maybe for summer we'll get it.
Yeah, I think that Jordan's all he ever asked for is golf, but he got
Well, you could have get him the
his
simulator.
he got it. He
It's
did
already
it's
dance
already
already came.
purchased, done.
Fancy came
But
for him. He's
he
done.
wants like all the accessories and stuff. So
Yeah.
one of the gifts that actually they have a lot of different brands. We've worked with one of the brands, but that everyone loves if you have a golf guy is and we'll link it out. There's that speaker that attaches to the metal on the golf cart. So
Yeah.
you throw it on and it plays music and everybody can
It
hear
also
it.
tells your distances.
Yeah, there's ones that do that.
So, and there's ones we'll have to check which one we have because Ryan has one that like there's a little top that comes off on it too, so you can take it with you outside the cart and it will
Yeah.
still speak to you. Those are really cool and really good. Ryan also has a magnetic phone holder to it because he also just has an app on his phone that will tell him the
Yeah, they
distances.
all have
So like the magnetic cart, the cart thing for
the
that.
hats with the magnet. I don't golf, but you know what I'm talking about. To like the ball marker that you can like
Yes.
take on and off is a good
Yeah.
gift for
You could
dads.
always go to Etsy and like get a custom ball marker or
Which I've
something.
done.
The other thing I'm getting, I'm pretty confident if my dad listened, he dropped off this by now, so I can confidently talk about it. But I have him in Secret Santa this year, and I'm getting him. They have on Etsy custom ball marker, like
That you
the
stamp
Jordan
Jordan. Yes, he
line
has
is
them.
called. Okay, so
Yeah.
they do that. They have custom ones that stamp it, and this one is a middle finger with their name on it. So I'm getting that for my dad.
That's such a good gift.
Yeah,
Such a good
I
gift.
think he'll really like that. So
Yeah, I think that's a win. Like all the golf stuff is funny. Like they're on Amazon
literally
last
go
year.
get balls from
I got
Walmart. Like,
they have
they'll be
like they
fine.
had like if you have like a herbal person in your family, they have like the secret like grinders and stuff that are golf ball. Like it's just
Yes.
it's funny like with the stuff that they have for golfers, like the funny
Yes.
towels, all that stuff. There's so
Yeah.
much good stuff. Like the lady tees. Have you seen the lady tees? They're like naked and they're like what funny golf gifts, but
If
like
any
that's
girls
good
need
stocking
recommendations,
stuffers.
I do have recommendations for women of things that like I like back when I used to have a body that could golf in the heyday. But we don't.
Yeah, let us know. The other brand that's on Amazon that I'm obsessed with for men, the last thing we'll talk about golf, is Bogey Bros. They are, and I'll share one because they're actually like $25 off on Amazon right now. But like they're these polos. It's what Jordan's favorites polos. Like they look normal, but there's usually something like funny or inappropriate. So like one of my favorite ones is like the whale tail. So it's a bunch of butts. You don't know, like you don't realize it's butts, but there's like they're like all on sale right now on Amazon.
That's amazing. So those are
that's
really
the man
good
gifts, but men really only care about like, one thing. Like two things. They care about golf and services. So let's move into ourselves. Let's talk about us for a minute.
I know. What do we? I don't even. I still don't.
Sorry,
even
guys.
know
This
what
episode's going to be long because
I know.
there's so many things
Stay
we
with
want.
us if you have, if you need some ideas. So the couple things I had for me in here was one of those picture frames that you can upload the photos to, so it goes through.
Yep.
I want one for my office, so I have that in here. That's under $50 right now. There's a coupon on it. I want the Summer Fridays lip stuff. It's not on sale. Maybe it is on like Sephora or Ulta or something, but I do want one of those. That's a kind of a splurge for me because I literally forget to put stuff on my lips all the time.
You know me, I love
I want to be a lip gloss girl, but I can't.
My mom always said that she wasn't allowed to leave the house without lip gloss on, and it like stuck with me, and that's
I love that. I'm a wannabe. I want to be.
It's cool. Good for you.
Oh my gosh, what else do I want? I don't like have anything else listed for myself because like I want new clothes or like a massage. Like literally just
Oh,
please get me a gift
massage.
card to that to get my nails done.
I asked for
Like it's
something
so
interesting
easy.
this year, and I don't know that
Okay.
Jordan's gonna remember. But I went to a natural, like, I have not done Botox in like 5 years or whatever because like I've been pregnant or whatever. I'm not pregnant anymore. So, but I did go to a holistic lady and I asked for like those towel warmers that you like that they have that has like it has a compartment for like the hand towels and then the like cuz I'm a
Oh,
bath girl.
I would
Like
one of them if I had. I don't have anywhere to put it.
I
But
want
that
one so
would be
bad. Like just so
so
like
nice. That's a
cozy
great
and like
idea.
warm and that's so pathetic, but I don't care. That's what I want.
I know. That's why I feel like it's easy to get something for me, but then Ryan's always like, I never know what to get you because like me and him still only do stocking stuffers for each other. We don't really get like gifts.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, stocking
so
stuffers are a big thing because people are like, "Oh,
gift cards can fit
we're
in there.
only doing stocking stuffers this year," and I'm like, "But you could fit so many
But
expensive
like
things in
you
a
could
stocking
spend
stuffer."
$300.
So,
Yeah,
like,
like
what are you putting in your kids' stockings this year?
so I'm using stocking stuffers to refill my restaurant bag because we're about to re-enter where we can go out to restaurants now. So like I'm inspired to make a restaurant bag that like goes with us. So the few things I have, and a couple of these are already on Black Friday deals. They're like lit up and right in my cart with that.
Which is
So
the
the
best.
suction cup fidget spinners
Yep,
that sit on
those
and
are
do
great.
that. Those are all this stuff's under $10. So that there's a busy cube that just has switches and that it's really
Yep.
little, under $10 for that. They come in boy and girl colors. Binoculars.
Kids love
Oh my god,
binoculars.
under $10 binoculars. Flashlights. They're both getting a Paw Patrol
Yeah, my
flashlight. They're
kids are obsessed with. That's such a good
obsessed
idea because
flashlight.
Colton's always asking
Half the
for
stuff you could get at the
Jordans.
dollar store too, by the way. You don't need to like get them anything
I
crazy.
use I use stockings for essentials too. I don't know if you do. I'm doing fun stuff like I'm
Toothbrushes.
doing canoodle for Colton, like
Okay,
you
cool.
said, like
Yep.
travel stuff, like the little stuff, whatever. But
Travel
also
things.
essentials, socks,
Yeah.
underwear. That's
Yes.
for everyone in the family.
I mean,
Toothbrushes.
honestly, if you have a not potty trained kid, like just freaking wrap up a thing of diapers and they'll just enjoy unwrapping it and
Well,
say, "Here
that's
you
what.
go. There's
Going
$50."
back to that really quick, like that's with Daisy. I like last year. I and with Colton, like the years before that, I literally
Yeah.
wrapped up essentials that we needed. I bought them as gifts, but then I wrapped them for the
But
kids
when
because
they're
they don't
that little, like
care.
I remember sitting there with Jack at 3 months old and like I went out, I got him stuff, but everything I bought him was just like the essentials because you
Yeah.
were a new mom and
I bought like
I'm
one big
like,
gift
okay,
and
like
then
what am I
the
trying to get?
essentials. Also, don't sleep on like arts and crafts. Seriously.
Yes, like construction paper and crayons and like
Colton's obsessed with sparkle. Like in his stocking, I
yeah,
got this little thing of like sparkle paper because he loves crafts. He's
yeah.
gonna lose his shit over this $9.99 sparkle paper.
That's a good one. I actually found a build a snowman like clay kit.
Oh,
And I
that's
think it's
cute.
gonna be it's like compatible to kind of play. You could do this with Play-Doh, obviously too, but yeah, I'm gonna try something like that. I have a Mr. Potato Head on here as like these
Yep.
are all ideas. I did not buy all this. Remember, we've
Yeah,
just
no,
done
I'm
extensive
think I've
research.
got a lot in my cart that I haven't purchased yet. I always do one
Yeah,
ornament,
we're gonna keep
two,
you guys as updated as we can about deals and stuff when we see them. But yeah, toothbrushes, all that stuff's really good.
and then
I
if
hate things to something to stay away from. Do not get those bath crayons or bath bombs. They make if
I'm
you have a white tub.
colored.
Oh my god,
I will
get a
never do. I get
don't
them real ones. Like
don't
now, my kids, I get them real bath bombs that like don't turn the
yes.
everything
If they
pink.
don't have, and then be careful because if they have sensitive skin and stuff like that messes them up. So yeah, that's my
Yeah, that's like a no
thing.
no. But like the other thing that you have to prepare yourself for, Katie, is your elf brings gifts too and advent calendars. But like,
Oh, okay, I have advent calendars ready to go.
yeah,
We're
like
ready.
I've got three now because I can't stop and I need to
Did you
decide.
buy them on Amazon?
I
Have you
bought
found them?
I bought the Lego one on Amazon.
All right.
And then I went to Sam's Club and there was a book one. My kids love books. And it's Disney and it's a book. Did you see that one?
No, but
I bet you it's on
I
Amazon.
have it saved. Ryan and I have all of our Christmas books downstairs. They're all ones we already had from whoever gave us them. We're gonna make an advent calendar under the tree.
I'm going to do that too this year
The books will be
with all
wrapped to
my
you, and
Christmas
then
books.
every night we go down and open one
I saw it on
and
TikTok.
read
So I
it together.
started putting them
Done.
away.
All right, we
But
need to
this
like
one
make
is an advent calendar of just Disney stories.
that's cute. That's really cute.
So yeah,
I did
just
get my mom secured for us because if you're an Aldi girl out there, they had the little people Santa set of the advent calendar, and they like fiendishly went off the shelves, but they were like under $20 for this, and my mom snagged them for us.
I
So those
forgot.
are like only in person. Like we already missed the boat.
Yes.
And it's not even
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
But if you like, I'm obsessed with little people more than my kids. But if you go on, like, you could find little people on Amazon for anything. Like The Office has little people.
All of
RuPaul's
them.
Drag Race has little people.
I think, did you get me one with a book too?
I got you the Office book.
Office ones.
And I got it off Amazon.
I think you got me did you get
the
me
whole
the
thing.
Office Little People too?
Yeah, the
like
little people and then the book.
We still have that. He knows all the characters because of that.
That's
but my hack for that is Aldi sells Little People for way cheaper. I got like a really cute tree with all the like forest animals on it for like $12.
Yeah.
That's always easier to get. So the other thing, Water Wow books.
Those are amazing for travel.
They love them in the car, no mess. Cal sucks all the water
also
out of it.
Crayola has made one that's like, it's reusable and you dunk it in the color and it paints on the paper, but it's not like, but it doesn't need any water.
All right, so what are the big gifts for the kids? What do you got?
So I did do the Tony. I was going to do a switch for Colton, but talking about them understanding, I don't think he's big enough to understand what a big gift that is. So my brother gifted us a PlayStation 3. So we're going to rewrap it up with a bunch of like the games he asked for.
I have a ton of games for PlayStation 3. Yeah, Ryan plays it in our basement sometimes.
Well, maybe he could tell me what are good ones.
I also have Sonic. We have PlayStation 2 as well, and I think the 2 games work in the 3.
Which made my 90s heart like skip a beat. Like, you want to play Sonic with me? Let's Crash Bandicoot.
I have like, my mom probably has the real old Sonic somewhere.
And then I'm going to do, last year I did it with friends, but the Pottery Barn chairs, my kids literally play with them every single day. So I already told you, like it's their favorite thing.
Insane.
They make forts with them. It's their favorite thing in the world. So then I went to my girlfriend Sam's house, and she had kids ranging from 15 all the way down to Daisy's age. And those modular couches, every single kid was sitting on a piece of it, doing something with it. So I sent you one. Like, I've been looking.
I'm so excited.
Amazon truly has the best deals. If you know any of like the dupes that are great, like this one I think is going to be really good. If you have the real nugget couch, good for you.
When it's coming so I can take a video.
But yes, I will tell you. And then I'm going to get that for the kids too. Like, that's going to be honestly, that will probably be my big gift to them, because they love making forts and stuff. And I got this really cool kit from my mom last year that like has the, what are they called? Poles and things, but Daisy's just too little for it.
Yeah.
So this will be something that they can both play with. Those are going to be my big gifts. And then my little gifts are all like random things that they really, really like. Like, or that they really like Beetlejuice stuff for Daisy because she's a freak. Colton's really into Stitch. She's been asking for a Stitch snow globe. Like dumb stuff that I'm going to like then make the little gifts. So I think I'm going to present. I always do like different wrapping paper. Do you too? And then a group wrapping paper.
Yeah, we did last year. I tried to do what was from Santa. Did I do boys? I guess I haven't decided on that yet, but I might.
What are you doing for your big gifts? Obviously, Tony.
So the Tony is secured. Jack's getting a Spidey scooter.
Heck yeah.
And my mom found it at Walmart for under $40. So
amazing.
It's like a big gift, but like that. And then Cal's equivalent of that is a ride-on Paw Patrol vehicle. It doesn't like go, but he can like move his feet and go with it. And I found that at BJ's.
Well, I'm telling you, Costco, Sam's, like all those stores. My mom got a beautiful kitchen and then appliance for Daisy for her birthday. Yep. Like, it's so cute, and the appliances make noise. Like, there's so many good things out there.
If you're in the market for a kitchen, like a play kitchen, the Step 2 one that is on Amazon, I bet it's on sale. I don't have it up right now, but I've bought that for my my nephew and my best friend's kid. They are obsessed. Full price, it was under $90. So like, it's.
But I think that's worth it. Gift. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're thinking about your kids or your friends' kids, like, and I'll leave with like this one gift, because my kids, I bought it one year for Colton as his big gift. I bought it for your kids one year for their big gift. Yeah. This stupid food truck. Fisher Price food truck. Like, the kids at every age love this thing. And it's one of those things too, where sometimes it's not the quantity, that stuff just gets bulked up. It really truly is the quality of an item. It was under $100, but it was sometimes it's just worth it to do a big gift like that.
Yeah, some of those are definitely, and don't sleep on Facebook Marketplace if you're not trying to buy full price. Like, all the, like,
they don't know.
The minute you go on to some of it, like, they don't know. And I know, like, my sister's so good about the free, like, the mom trading
Oh,
sites.
yeah, you guys have a good
She
trading site.
always is on there, and she finds so many things that, like, there's nothing wrong with tagging up something that was secondhand.
I do it all the
And
time. My kids have like I
they
have a
don't
bounce
know.
house that was like originally 300. I got it for 60
Yes.
bucks from a neighbor.
Yes.
Love that crap. And so Christmas doesn't need, and I think like we end on kind of we have so many gift ideas and we'll post all of our gift ideas for you guys. If you have good gift
Yes.
ideas, please share them with us too. But Christmas is about like creating memories with your kids. It's going to be stressful, but it shouldn't be so stressful that you don't enjoy it. And if gifts are hard this year or like expensive this year, it's okay to do what you've got to do. Like we talk about Lidl, Aldi, Facebook Marketplace, rewrap something
The
old,
dollar
the
store,
dollar
come on.
store. Like it does
Yeah.
not need, our kids don't understand money until we teach them about money.
Yes.
They feel love and excitement and joy. So like if you have all the gifts in a cold, empty house, it's never going to matter. So
You're
like
gonna throw all this shit out in a couple years
eventually.
probably anyway. The last thing I'll have to say is I am doing that was successful last year with Jack at 2. This we'll do it again. He went through the dollar store and picked out our direct family. Everyone got something from him. They
Yeah.
all still have the thing from him that they got last year. He got like my mom a My Little Pony thing, like dollar store, like let them also gift. It's so fun.
It's
So fun.
truly the best. Like he's picked out all me and like I have
The best.
some very weird stuff that I love, like a sloth blanket.
I think based on us hitting an hour mark right now, it's easy to say we're very passionate about this time of year.
Christmas.
We have a lot to say
Snow's
and lots
falling
of things
down.
to share. So we're gonna like bring it to you guys, and we're gonna try to have our gift guides up this weekend because a lot of the Black Friday deals are starting. So hopefully you get paid tomorrow and you're ready to shop just like me.
Yeah, let's go wild.
Yeah, spend it before it hits the account, baby.
And with that, we'll clock out and clock back into the 9 to 5.
Get back to work.
Get back to work so we can afford all this. All right, bye guys.
Bye.